Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a great pleasure to be co-organizers in this thing. And I will start by saying, first of all, that in pure, strict logic, my presentation is a problem and an obstacle to all of you because it's standing between you and your lunch. So we'll try to correct that and do it very quickly. The second thing is that as I was doing some research looking into global and social perceptions about AI and how things go, I came up with a lot of that. So I realized that if I stick to what you read, on social media and everything, we shouldn't talk at all. We should just decide that we have to party as much as we can, have a lot of fun, go for sunbathing, have a lot of food, lots of drinks. Don't worry about the extra kilos because there will not be any tomorrow. So there's no point in doing anything because AI will use us as its food. Now, this probably will not happen though, and I think that we can look at how AI is helping us and can help us find solutions in terms of sustainability. And you don't need to even try to read the stuff that is up there because we'll discuss about it in the next few minutes. But before we do this, I want to go a little bit back in time because we have this big discussion about what are the issues that are coming towards humanity because of the development of AI. And one of the things we need to keep in mind is that human brain is not wired in a way to deal with multi-dimensional problems. It's easier for humans to think about one problem and try to solve it and disregard all of the rest. So one example that I want to share with you is Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution started in the 1800s something. The big stuff started happening in the beginning of the 1900s. And it was a time when people realized that they can use a lot of condensed, if you like, energy that was coming mostly out of carbon at the time, of coal, to replace the physical effort they had to do to produce goods, food, and everything. So they were now sitting behind the machine and making the machine do the work. What humans did not realize, or actually what they started thinking, does anybody know the movie Modern Times? This is Charlie Chaplin, 1936, and that was a very characteristic movie that was showing that the Industrial Revolution would actually replace humans, make them become used by the machines, and also that they would all lose their jobs. The main thinking of humans at the time was this: we're replaced by the machines, we will lose their jobs. Does it sound familiar? And this is the carrying capacity of the planet. So what you see here is that most of the developing countries, India, Indonesia, and so on, are still not taking too much of their resources, but they're still lagging very much behind in human development as well. Then you have some developing countries that are taking a lot of resources and they're trying to reach this high level of human development. And then you have the developed countries, all of the red ones are the European Union countries, and then you have USA and Japan and so on, that are taking a lot of resources. Normally, every country should be here, and none of them is. So we need to find the ways, technologies, solutions that will try to bring the development of humanity right there. We use less resources, we have better conditions of living for humanity. And the final point I want to share with you is this phrase by Yuval Harari that I mentioned before. Yuval Harari, you'll know him, he's a philosopher. I think he's sometimes a wise ass as well, but he's a philosopher. And he says some very interesting things. One is that he says, perhaps most importantly, artificial intelligence and biotechnology are giving humanity the power to reshape and re-engineer life. This is huge, reshape and re-engineer life. It's more than technology. And very soon somebody will have to decide how to use this power based on some implicit or explicit story about the meaning of life. Philosophers are very patient people. Engineers are far less patient, and investors are the least patient of all. I love this thing because it's so true. And then he says, if you don't know what to do with the power to engineer life, market forces will not wait 1,000 years for you to come up with an answer. They will step in and they will do it. And so the invisible hand of the market will force upon you its own blind reply. And then God help you, because what will be decided will not be fair, will not be just, will not be all of these things. And this is what I wanted to close with, that we do need AI to help us implement sustainable development goals and ways to address the presence of humanity on the planet in a more sustainable way for all. It is not, the market is a thing that is considered like, you know, a nebulous thing that is out there, but it's you, through the work that you do, either as legal experts or inventors or business people or everything, that will actually create this. So if we just stay back and think and say, AI is a problem, we need to find ways to regulate and everything, no. Regulation will not be the first to come. It's what we will propose as solutions out of that. And with this, happy lunch. Thank you very much.